Talk, man. Hey, good morning. Welcome to Look and See Outdoors. We're on, no, we're not on the Pine Mountain Trail. We're on the Overlook Loop this morning. We're doing a little hike, ruck. What are we doing? Ruck hike? I've got Chad and Austin. Austin's up there busting the spider webs, but I'm still getting into them. Chad's breaking wind in my face, and that's a lot of fun. This hike today is about 3.5 miles. We're working our way east along, what is this trail called? I forgot, y'all, for real. Anyway, we're on the trail that leads to the Pine Mountain Trail that makes a loop called the Overlook Loop. So in this video today, we're going to be talking about hiking Chestnut Oak Trail. We've been passing a lot of the chestnut oak trees. I noticed that as we're walking here. This is a beautiful area. Let me pan around. Up that ridge behind me is the road that goes through the state park. We are in the FDR State Park, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. What president was he, Chad? Was he the 34th president?
Roosevelt?
Yeah.
I believe so.
I don't think that's right, but he was the president that brought us out of the Great Depression, right?
Yes, sir.
Started the New Deal, put America back to work with the Civilian Conservation Corps, the CCC. A lot of the stuff you go into state parks, you see all the rock work, the buildings. Those were done by civilians of that time. A lot of beautiful work. We'll probably see some of that. Well, we did pass the sign at the beginning. I'll get maybe some of that later on in the video. Maybe we'll see Bigfoot today too. We're always looking for Bigfoot. So we'll see how this video is going to turn out. All right, so the idea I came up with, doing a little series on hiking. Hey, y'all see this little snake right here? Little snake. For real.
Really?
Yeah.
Copperhead?
No, I think that is a little garter snake or a red belly snake.
Oh yeah, I see him.
Little bitty mite right here.
Is he alive?
Yeah, he's alive. Little snake. See him right here? All right, along the trail here, I believe this is mountain laurel. It is blooming right here. I don't think it's rhododendron. I believe it is the mountain laurel. Man, that's so beautiful. This brings out the tree geek in me. I get up into these trails. We were just talking a minute ago, rucking versus hiking, rucking on the roads like we do, versus this. And this is, man, you really cannot compare the two. Let me pan around again. We're in Pine Mountain, Georgia. This is I guess you could say, a geographical oddity. We're 200 miles away from everywhere. Y'all know where that quote's from. One of my favorite movies. But it is an oddity. The elevation where we started at the parking lot was about 1,000 feet. We're only about 40 miles north of Columbus. We're in an extreme lower range of what I would say is part of the Appalachian Mountain Range. This mountain just pops up. I believe the highest point is at Dowdall's Knob. It's one of the most popular places here in Pine Mountain, and I believe the elevation there is at 1,300 feet. Earlier, before the snake would come up on it, I believe I was talking about how I came up with this idea of doing a series on hiking. So the plan is, once a month, go hike somewhere. It is the last weekend of April. We are hiking in Georgia along one of the loops here of the Pine Mountain Trail. The Pine Mountain Trail itself is 23 miles in length, and in October we're planning on doing a through hike. So we'll start early that morning whatever day we decide to do it in October. Hopefully the weather's going to be a lot cooler. We'll be getting into the summer months, so some of these hikes are going to be pretty tough with this heat. And but it'll be fun. You know, be a lot of ticks and sweat, and you know, and possibly some blood from tripping and falling and all that kind of cool stuff. If you look here along the trail, if you're not paying attention, you can easily get on these rocks and tumble. Try not to do that. But I'll be talking about equipment. It's good to be out on the trail with a pack. I've got my Condor pack, and in past videos, y'all have heard me cuss this pack. And doesn't take too long to put this pack on, and I start realizing why I don't like it. Like right now. But it could be from me not being in shape with packs. We've been rucking since the end of deer season. Here I am saying now, Chad. You talked about saying that I didn't say it much, and here I'm saying We started doing some rucks, getting together on Saturday mornings and getting out and just rucking with weight. But what I wanted to do was actually get my pack set up. Austin and I were discussing this earlier at the parking lot about how people have their packs set up and it's perfect. I have never achieved that. My pack is always, I guess you could say, evolving. It's changing. I have a plethora of packs. I'm coming. I'm back here running my mouth to the camera. So I'm on my way. I'm heading towards y'all. There I go again. The packs, this Condor pack is like it's just not a good pack. It's already causing fatigue on my left shoulder. And I only have, I think, right at 20 pounds. I added a 32-ounce water bottle, so that's 2 more pounds. And let me get this camera adjusted. So I'm about maybe 22 to 23 pounds now, with the snacks also. So hopefully as I'm hiking along, and we do these hikes each month, by the time it comes for the Thru hike in October, I'll have my pack, whichever pack it's going to be, I'll have it set and ready to rock and roll. And I'm looking forward to that. So we're going to continue on this hike here, and let's see what comes up. Maybe this looks like a good area to see a Bigfoot. We're actually in between 2 roads. I think that is Highway 27 that runs through the park. Man, I used to come up here so much. Spent a lot of time, and it's been, I think the last time I was on this trail, we hiked up here in May of that year. It was my daughter's birthday. She turned 9, I believe. So that's been 4 years ago, almost. Wow. Man, time, 3 to 4 years ago. She was 8 or 9. And we were hiking along, and we came along a tree, which I think we've already passed it. But it was like this, and the tree was infested with ticks. We had ticks all over us, and that was not a good time. Especially for my wife. She hates ticks. That is her bane, or ticks. Walking along the Chestnut trail here, it is full of chestnut oak trees from all different shapes, sizes, up to these bigger ones. Chestnut oak is a white oak, and it produces highly nutritious acorns. Of course, they do have tannin, and you need to blanch them, get that tannin out. Doesn't take as much on the leaching part as it does with your red oaks. Red oaks are real bitter, but your white oaks have a lot of protein. You can make a flour and use it for all types of cooking. You can roast them, make a tea or coffee. Very good coffee from the acorns. Of course, it is early in the year for those things. Don't know what the crop's going to be. I have noticed this spring, it seems like we've had a mass crop of blooms, especially with wisteria, the privet hedge. The dogwoods were beautiful this year. And it just seems like the colors were so vibrant. I noticed a wisteria that I've planted in my yard. It had, which I think I shared it in a video earlier on, it had just the clusters of those pretty purple blooms this year. And I had not seen it like that. The privet hedge, which is also an invasive species, but I have some of it growing as a hedge there by the house. They are blooming like crazy also. And the honeybees are foraging off that stuff right now as we speak. This is a beautiful trail maintained by the Pine Mountain Trail Association out of Columbus, Georgia. They do a good job on keeping these trails clean. Nice footpath here. This is I think I already said it, but I'll say it again, a 3.5 mile hike we're doing this morning. And it is a beautiful morning. It's cloudy. No beautiful bluebird sky to talk about. But it's nice and cool with a nice breeze blowing. Feels like air conditioning. I have mashed my finger, and it's the finger that I use to run this camera. So I'm having to use another finger because it's not picking up when I try to stop. I'm probably going to make this video too long. I'm coming back to this tree. I just cannot bypass this tree without sharing it with y'all. Look at this massive, look at the girth on this thing. This massive tulip poplar or yellow poplar. Look at this thing. It is massive. Liriodendron tulipifera. Man, that is a beautiful one there. This does the heart, the mind, the spirit, the soul good to be out in creation. A couple of good friends. We're hiking along. Not everybody could make it today. Hopefully, as we go along with these series of hikes, folks will be able to get out with us. Just get out and enjoy the trails, enjoy the fellowship. We're not out here trying to conquer it. We're just doing our own thing and just soaking up God's creation. Such a beautiful time here. Beautiful. Been needing this. This is good medicine. Man, even the smell is different. Getting up in these woods, it reminds me of western North Carolina and eastern Tennessee. Come around this bend here and look what opened up down in this bottom. Mountain laurel. I'm pretty sure that's mountain laurel. I'm sitting here, man, I've gotten away from that stuff. And you know, it's kind of one of them, if you don't use it, you lose it kind of things. And a passion of mine was studying plants. How I didn't become a botanist, I'll never know. Look at this. They're all down through here. There's Chatamus. You're on camera.
Morning, fellas.
Morning, everybody. Morning. How are y'all? All right, so we're coming to a little area where the spring is. Beautiful clear water, but I would still treat it. Little bridges, foot bridges. And again, all these laurels blooming. Mentioned earlier, Franklin Delano Roosevelt FDR. He was the 32nd, 34th, I think he was 32nd president. Y'all comment if I'm right or wrong, but I think he was the 32nd president of the United States of America. He came here to Warm Springs. We're not far from Warm Springs. The little White House, as it's called, is here in Pine Mountain also. It was his home, away from home. He had polio, and he actually died at the little White House. And he would come here to visit the Warm Springs, which was a mineral hot springs that's in this area, and he would bathe in it. Used to have a big, the pool's still there, but it's drained. I'm not sure if they have anything related to the hot springs anymore. Oh, that bridge jumped up. But he would come, it was his therapy. Dowdle's Knob was one of his favorite places. He actually had a barbecue grill. The grill's still there. They filled it in to preserve it, but it's made of stone. It was one of his favorite places to visit when he was here and getting away from his presidential duties. All right, we just climbed out of that bottom. We are a little over 2 miles in the hike. We're going to come up here to this overlook. You can see we've gained some elevation. We're at the road here that cuts through the park. Austin has been our fearless trailblazer. And we're going to take us a break here and catch our breath.
H2O.
Some H2O. Gatorade. So here we are at the road. Man, it's weird seeing a car all of a sudden, isn't it? Yep. Man, I always come across these beautiful flowers. All right, guys, we're about to end our hike. We're within probably a quarter mile to the end. Old Chatham is bringing up the rear. Austin is our fearless trailblazer. This has been a much needed day out on the trail. Good way to start this hike series. We picked a good one, didn't we? Man, hoping each month we're going to be able to get out here on a trail. We've been discussing the trails, been discussing the through hike, looking forward to it. Definitely going to be a challenge, but I think it's a challenge each one of us can do. Even old Chatamus. Got to get him on the treadmill. Knock that chicken out of his hand. I'm kidding with you.
I like me some fried chicken.
Some fried chicken. So how long we been cruising along out here?
About 2 hours.
Right at 2 hours.
Yep.
3.5 miles.
Well, we took a long break.
Yeah, we took us a break at the overlook. And found some real cool, nasty stuff. No, I'm kidding on that one. I did make myself gag. That was funny. I don't gag that easily, but I got to gag and I got the dry heaving. So, but we had a good laugh.
We did.
So, pushing on along this trail, the 1 mile side, we crossed the road there. And this trail is just almost like being on a, what do you call them things? A conveyor belt. We're just cruising on along. Yep. I tripped over a rock back there. The road's not too far up on the ridge right here. And everything is greened up. Spring's definitely here. Summer's not too far away. We're gonna miss this cool weather. It's been the sun's breaking out. What's the temperature, y'all? About 60 something?
Tell you in a second.
Nice breeze, been with us all morning long. Feels like air conditioned.
68 degrees.
68 degrees, humidity's not high. That always makes it.
Humidity.
Oh, so we do got 80% humidity. Okay. That ain't bad. It's better than 100% humidity.
I'm better than the weatherman.
The weatherman, Chad the weatherman. All right. Moving on along. Oh, you can come on by me. I'm on.
Huh?
I'm talking to the camera. All right, guys, we're at the end of the trail, the beginning of the Pine Mountain Trail. one of the many trail markers, mile markers. From here to the TV tower is 23 miles. Hopefully I didn't do that too fast. Let's do it again. That's going to be our through hike. From this point right here where I'm standing to the TV tower on the east end of the park, 23 miles, that's going to be our through hike. Heat advisory, please take water. The kiosk at the beginning of the trail. There's a map of the Pine Mountain Trail. And we are back to the road. It's been a fine, fine morning on the hiking. Hate to see it come to an end, but I think we might get us some breakfast. We're going to decide here in a few minutes. All right, well, made it back home. I was going to try to do a closing up there for the video, and we got back to the truck and got to talking, and we wound up eating some breakfast there at a little local restaurant. And before I knew it, time had went on. So we had a good time this morning hiking, and that was a fun loop. I'm down here at the shelter right now. I just wanted to walk down here and check on stuff. See, the boys have been down here. And gotta make sure I keep a presence here, because these rodents and you name it will take over and get in here and have this place messed up. But anyway, earlier in the video, I believe I was talking about the series on hiking. I'm hoping for each month. Each month to do a little, do a hike somewhere and make videos while I'm out hiking. I didn't talk about any of the gear I had on me today. I was kind of like, I hadn't been out in the woods so long hiking like that. I was almost overwhelmed with just being there on the trail. So maybe in the next videos we'll do a little more sharing gear content, you know, if folks are interested in that or not. But now, back here at the house, gonna do some yard work, and hope everyone enjoys this video. Hope everyone is doing fine. Sun has poked through a little bit of that bluebird sky up there. One cool thing, while we were up in Pine Mountain, I heard this noise, and it was the cicadas. And we got back here. We're about 45 miles south of Pine Mountain. And we could hear that noise again. The cicadas have come out. I come down here to really see if I could hear them. I don't hear them here. But it's a cool noise that you hear in the background. It almost sounds kind of like a power plant or something generating. But they're coming out. They're out and about. I think it's a double brood hatch or something that are coming out this year at the same time. So anyway, I hope everybody is doing well. I hope this video finds you well, and I appreciate all the support. Y'all get out, do a hike. Man, that was so good for the soul. We'll see you later. Y'all take care.